Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own project. If you're like me and really enjoy having something on while you work, sometimes the content you like is very visually engaging and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that is where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. If you're coming to this one just straight off the, hey, there's some knitting stuff, then never mind. But if you were directed to this video from the other one that I uploaded today, then here we are getting into it. It's been a long time, it feels like, since I last filmed, but we're here. It is a Wednesday night, and let's get right into it. If you follow me on Instagram at Paws and Pearls Offline, you will know that I recently posted that I've been working on my Wise Hilda training sock as of recent, and it's been a nice bedtime knitting project. You know, I haven't knit for bedtime in a long time. I think the last time I was knitting like in my bed to go to sleep and just kind of like get myself into sleep mode was when I did my first scarf, I want to say. And yeah, it's been a long time. But this one's a nice easy project just to have in the room with me, and I need to get to 7 inches before I can start shaping the toe. So I have just a little bit more to go. Not too much, but maybe another couple, what was that? Another couple days worth of knitting, if, you know, I am as spotty as I am right now. That'll be what's going on. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a good day. I'm gonna try to have this up tonight because earlier today, as you may know, several times I have mentioned how I like to dabble in the makeup, and I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. So when I do like a more of a beauty related review, I try to have a knitting video to go along with it. So you guys are my one and only knitting video of the weekday for this week, and I'm gonna get into that in a little bit, but don't worry, this Friday I have a half day of work, so I will be able to jump right into filming, and then I have, you know, my regular old weekend, so I'm excited to get back into it. So you might ask, you know, Paws and Pearls, what happened? Why were you not uploading on your normal Monday through Friday schedule this week? Why did we have to wait all the way until Wednesday or perhaps Thursday, depending on when the upload happens? Why did we have to wait so long to see your lovely face and knit with you? What gives? So I'm gonna give you a timeline of what had happened leading up to why you didn't see me at the beginning of the week. And it started last Monday on the 6th. I had a meeting at work, and it was a long one. I mean, they're always longer than they need to be, but it was like considerably long because we got some news that we need to really hunker down and plan how we're going to provide for our customer base once we are fully open and operational. And part of that was talking with my supervisor, a colleague of mine, my good friend who had donated a lot of pattern books and yarn to me, and we had to kind of talk through what do we normally do and kind of just get a draft going. And then my supervisor said, okay, I am going to, actually that wasn't Monday, that was Tuesday, because Monday I had to go into work and walk around a lot to kind of think about how to plan proper social distancing and stuff. So I did that with my boss's boss on Monday. So then Monday, by the time I got home, I was pooped out. So it was Tuesday, yeah. trying to get my timeline together. All right, so Tuesday I had the long meeting. And that was after I talked with the supervisor about some stuff when we walked around in person, and so I was recapping some of this to my direct supervisor. And so she took this information and she's like, okay, I'm going to run our draft to my supervisor, and once she signs off on it, I'll give it back to you guys. And you guys can fill in like the more detailed work. So like, what do you do, but then how do you do it? And how are you going to be doing it when we're open, but like not 100%? And then who's all involved in those tasks? So it's like, cool. So Tuesday and Wednesday are kind of intensive days for me because I have one of my employees who comes in and kind of helps us keep things running while nobody else is really there. And this employee does sometimes need more guidance than others to kind of get up to speed. So it does take a lot out of my day to make sure they're doing stuff and contacting them and everything. So so that was Tuesday. And then Wednesday rolled around and then nothing. And then Thursday rolled around and nothing again. And then finally Friday around like 10:30, 11 o'clock, my supervisor shares that document. And she's like, here's the document. Fill in all of your spots. It's due by the end of the business day today. Thanks. And I'm like, what? Like, we had all week that we could, well, not all week, but, you know, Tuesday, maybe afternoon, by the time she had talked to her boss to make sure everything was looking okay, and then gave it back to us and said, cool, we're good, or at least like Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even Thursday, Friday, end of day Friday, would have made more sense, would have been more reasonable, because my supervisor knows good and well that everybody is kind of stretched really thin with what we're doing. So I was like, what? So of course every other thing happened on Friday that prohibited me from being able to get this document like done and dusted and to my supervisor. Or not even to my supervisor, it's just a shared document. So my supervisor can go in there whenever they want and look around, and I was just like, So I've developed a closer relationship with my supervisor, and I'm feeling pretty good that I can be very, very straightforward with them, and I hope that in turn they're very transparent with me. And so it was around 4:30 at the end of my work shift when I was still working on this document. So I sent my supervisor a note and was like, look, I know you need this by end of day, but we just got it today to fill in the rest of the spots. So I'm going to be late, and it looked like a couple of my colleagues were working on their spots too around the same time. So I was like, I'm just going to be upfront. I'm not going to be able to get it done, and this is what's happening. So my supervisor's boss was like, no, it's cool, I'm not even going to look at it until like the weekend, so if you can't get it done like right now, that's fine, like just work on it and finish it when you finish it, and I'll look at it this weekend. So it's like, cool. So 6:30 rolls around, 2 hours after my shift is over, and I finally get done with my section of this document, and I look at my partner because earlier in the week I was like, hey, you know, why don't we go on a nice walk? Well, first, why don't we go buy some toilet paper, because it's still kind of piecemeal getting it. I don't even bother trying to order it for delivery anymore, because like every time I try to get something that is essential, it's either out of stock or, you know, there's something weird going on and I just don't get it. So I was like, fine. So I had to go and buy that in person. So I was like, you know, we have to go to the store to get toilet paper, why don't we make it a date and go get some Chipotle for dinner and find, there's like a really, really big park that's not close to us, but, you know, easy enough to get to. Why don't we go drive to that park and have our lunch on a park bench and just walk around, you know, and get some exercise and all that stuff tonight. And do it late enough so it's nice and cool and dark, and so we won't get sunburned, and maybe there won't be as many people because it's dark and nobody wants to be outside anymore, maybe. So we get to the Target and we get our toilet paper loaded up in the car. We just bought one case, and my partner and I get to Chipotle and they're like, I don't want to do the picnic anymore. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, but the whole point of us coming to Chipotle was to get the food to eat it at our park bench. And they're like, it's too late now. And I'm like, well, it's not any later than we would normally eat and go, you know, walk around. Like, you usually go walk around late anyway. So it wasn't like an argument, but I was just like, okay, that was totally what I was kind of hoping to be like the end of my week highlight. Was I worked, busted my butt trying to get this document done, and now I get to hang out, relax at the park. So that did not happen. So Saturday rolls around, and I had ordered this shelving unit to go in my bedroom to make some room because I am a closet hog and totally commandeer the closet, and my partner's like, I have nowhere to put my clothes. So I was like, okay, that's fine, I'll just reorganize my stuff. And because I like to have clothes for different seasons, I have my work clothes seasonal and my regular clothes seasonal and my hanging around seasonal and my doing stuff outside, yeah, like a bunch of different stuff. So I was like, cool. So I get the shelf. I have to build it because you can't just order anything as a whole piece anymore. And so I put this shelf together, and that took a long time because then I had to go through my clothes and figure out what to put where, and did some laundry and everything. And then finally it was like late. So I was like, I'm tired. I was tired from Friday, and I'm tired today on Saturday. So I'll just hang out. So I was on my computer, and it was really late, and we had already had issues with like little spiders walking around everywhere, and I just didn't think it was a big deal because it was like, it's summer. We have an old rickety house, and anything and everything usually finds its way inside one way or another. So I was like, fine, whatever. So doing my thing, and then later another spider, a little baby spider. I was like, this is weird. And then another one, and then another one. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And I see one like kind of like like fly across my line of sight, and then I looked at where it came from, and there's this like web thing coming from the ceiling fan, and I don't even remember like how long it had been there. Like, there were spiders everywhere. And so my partner has their computers like right underneath this fan, so all the web things were like connecting to their computers, spiders crawling all over their headphone things, all over their CPU, like everywhere. And I'm like, oh my god. It was like 3 in the morning, and I had this Swiffer thing, and I was just wiping all the spiders, and they were crawling away from that web on the ceiling, other places. It was like the whole main floor of my house was covered in baby spiders, and I finally, got most of them, and then there was like this big one crawling around on the ceiling. I'm like, where are you coming from? Like, I was screaming, and I was really surprised my partner did not wake up because I sent them a text, like, finally got as many spiders as I could, And I'm like, look, before you even think about turning on the fan, check all of your computers, because I think they are in there, because I could only get so many I could see, but I'm not messing with your computer, so do what you gotta do, but don't turn on the fan yet, because then you're just gonna be blowing them all over the place again. So I just crashed on the couch because I was so tired from like walking around like this. I had the lights off. Well, the ceiling fan was connected to the light switch, so I couldn't like turn off the fan without potentially touching more baby spiders. So like I don't even want to turn it off. So I turned the whole thing off. So I had my cell phone and I was just like using it as a flashlight and like angling it on the wall to see if I could see anything like scuttling about. And it was scary. I would say I'm not gonna cry if I see spiders, but I have a maybe mild to sort of mild, but a little bit more than mild case of arachnophobia where, and my partners are the same, like I can't rely on them to help me get spiders out of our home. And I really can't rely on my cats because all they do is bat things around and they never do anything with them. So and then I was yelling at my cats. I was like, you guys are horrible. Like all these spiders and not one of them caught your eye. Like not one of them got your curiosity to like help me figure out where the bugs were. So whatever. So I was all kind of mad, and then I just basically slept all of Sunday because I was up so late. And then since I was on the couch, my partner woke up and came downstairs around like 7:45 in the morning, and that wasn't very long after I had finally closed my eyes after thinking everything in the world was crawling on me. So I got up and I went to sleep in the bedroom, and then I slept until like 4 in the evening. And yeah, so that was my weekend after all the craziness. And then Monday rolled around, and I thought I might have the energy to film, but I didn't. I did not have the energy. I couldn't get to sleep because I had slept basically all that day, so it took a while for me to get back into like semi-normal sleep schedule. And here it is, Wednesday. So I will tell you that not everything is doom and gloom in the Paws and Pearls household. There are some good things that have happened. And I will say that one of those good things is, I'm going to show you. I'm just going to whack around. Here it is. I got this face mask and this bow tie so that I have a human and pet matching set. My face mask and the bow tie that goes on one of my kitty's collars. This is from Made by Cleo. I love Made by Cleo. I've purchased tons, well not tons because I don't buy that many, but quite a few collars and tags for my kitty cats. And they have cute little bells and things you can add to them, charms. And so bows, you can buy a bow by itself or you can buy the whole collar. But I just chose to do the bow because I'm fine with the colors I have and I can just slip this on. Or if I want to change it out with something else, since it has all these other colors, I could do maybe a blue color one day or an orange or a yellow one. And so I have this cute little bow to kind of accent the collar. So Made by Cleo, in the description you'll see a link to their site if you're curious. Not affiliated, not sponsored, you guys know the bit, but I just like to share cool finds that I discover or like a lot, and if you guys are interested in supporting a small business, then check it out. But yeah, so I'm just not too sure who I want to wear the bow. I should have bought two, but I'm like, it's fine, I'll just have one. But let me know in the comments who you think should have the bow. And then I have my cool face mask, which is so great because my aunt made me 2 kitty cat ones, but now I have like this one too, so I can grow. If I'm gonna be wearing masks for forever-ish, I might as well make them cat type because that's what I like. So I get stuff that, you know, goes with what I like. Another good thing is the fun stuff that I just reviewed earlier today. That was my upload for today as well. The glosses. They're still here on the couch because I had to do my review kind of during my lunch break, but I have my glosses here. They're very lovely. Super excited about that. And more cat related, I finally got the Base Paws DNA testing kits for Koji and Kabu, and that was also part of the weekend where I on Sunday, after I finally woke up, I did their swabs of their cheek cells to send to the labs, and I'll link Base Paws below as well if you're curious. It's money. You gotta spend some money to get the testing done, but I am interested. I really want to know what is the lineage of my kitty cats, and I'm so happy that there's a market for it and I can take advantage of that. So I'm not taking any not placing any bets, but if you're a cat person or just like animals, do check out the videos I have on my channel of the Happy Birthday Kabu and Happy Birthday Koji, because then you'll be able to see at the end of those videos like photo montages of them, and give me your insight. What do you think they are? Like, what is their lineage, do you think? My partner and I do believe that Koji has some Maine Coon in him. We really do think that he's probably, if he's not Maine Coon, he's like some kind of burly, bulky, like fit, fuzzy cat. Like, I'm thinking maybe Norwegian forest cat. I'm thinking maybe Siberian, maybe, I wouldn't say Highland, maybe Turkish Von even. Maybe not, because they're usually white. But something fluffy and regal and very, very husky, I'm thinking. And Kabu, you know, she's your average tabby gal with her socks and her mittens. But for her, she's really vocal. And I know that a lot of the Oriental breeds tend to be very vocal as well, very noisy. So I think that if she does have some kind of lineage that goes over to those breeds, I want to say she's probably something like that. One of the Oriental breeds probably are mixed in there with her. She's just so noisy. And of course, every cat's different. Some cats are quiet, but a strong trait of an Oriental breed is how talkative they are, which is why you get a lot of Siamese that are very loud, Tonkinese, I think even, I'm trying to think of some other ones that I know about that tend to be kind of noisy, but I'm excited. It's gonna take like 6 to 8 weeks. My partner did me a solid and had to go to work yesterday, and so they took the 2 kits with them to drop in the mailbox. So yeah, it'll be a while, but when they come in, you know for sure that I will be sharing the results with you guys to talk about Koji and Kabu and all the cool stuff I can find out about them. I'm really hoping I got good samples though, because Koji, surprisingly, he is the one that I was actually expecting to give me the most grief about swabbing his cheek, But he did fine. He was like a trooper. He was like a little bit wiggly, didn't quite appreciate that I was poking at him, but I made it my goal when he was little to touch him a lot and mess with him a lot so he'd get used to being handled like that, so I can clean his ears easier and trim his claws and stuff. And he's pretty good about that. But Kabu, I remember I had to give her medication before, and I had to burrito her every time. And again, I just tried to be really cool about it, just like, hey, I'm just gonna, wipe something in your mouth real quick. But she was like, no. And literally was like resisting so hard. But I got some from her, and I hope that it's enough to really get a good read on them. Otherwise, I mean, I'm considered an early adopter to this system, so if it doesn't go very well, or they're like inconclusive or something, then I'll just email them and be like, look, I tried my best to get a sample, can I get another kit or something like that and try again? So it's not like I'm trying to get different results, but I'm just trying to get a better result from the one that I paid for. We'll see. Alright, that concludes. I didn't do much. I did like 2 rounds. But yeah, that concludes today's random video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being patient while I kind of got myself together to do some more filming with you guys. It just feels weird that I'm doing this on a weekday, but the timing of the thing coming in, I wanted to make sure I had something up for you too, so you were like, hey, beauty's not my thing. I have nothing to watch from Paws and Pearls this week. So it's like, I got you covered. I have a knitting video and an update on why you didn't see anything else from me so far this week, and you won't until next week, because trying to squeeze 3 more videos in and switching between my work computer for Thursday and Friday and this and my personal is just like a lot. So we're just gonna keep it at 1, so I only have to make the switch 1 more time to my work computer, and I'll just keep on filming this weekend so you guys have some more stuff to look forward to for next week. So I'll see you around. Thank you so much. Bye.